Anywhere you say, anywhere you say, anywhere.
This not make
Yes, welcome, great people, into today's section of the Real Estate Business Night School. And on this section, we have weekly trainings Friday, Saturday on Financial Power YouTube channel, in case you are watching from every other platform. Now, this month, we are focusing on how you can make money from your landed properties that you are banking. Of course, I've always been sharing on how you can make money through real estate, land banking, and land flipping. But when you have bought the land and then you are banking it, how can you milk all the necessary honey or all the money, leaving no stone untouched? So this is why we are looking at how you can do that. And one of the ways you can do that is through smart farming. And so yesterday we started this section with Rhonda, and today Rhonda is going to give us more time to break down a number of stuff. So if you are here, I just want to be sure that the people that I'm seeing are live are really the people that are live. So I just want to see your name and then where you're watching from. What's your name? Who is live with me? Hey, just say, hey, hello, Financial Paul. This is so watching from so. And then we will get ready. Our guest is already at the backstage, and within the next 2 minutes, we will bring her up on the section. So, guys, let's see your name. Who is live with me? I don't know. Is he Rhonda? Okay, no, Rhonda is live with me at the backstage. Is he Margaret? Is it David? Is he Tunde? So come on, let's see. And also, I'm sure you can hear me. Thank you so much, Mr. Panchak from Jos. Yes, today we have Nigeria joining us. Firstly, and now, oh, awesome. My name is Paul, watching from Benin. Thank you, Mr. Paul, watching from Benin, and also watching from UAE, Dubai. Mr. Odiano said, you guys are awesome. And also, Margaret from the UK, you are doing well, Margaret. Thank you so much for joining us. So let's move into what we have to for today. So I'm going to be bringing up Rhonda, and then Rhonda is going to be giving us a deep dive into what you need to understand regarding the hydroponic farming system of farming, whereby you don't need to till the ground. Of course, this is not an in-depth training. This is just to get you informed. So we may not be able to teach you the deep dive within 1 hour, but this is just to give you a kind of information on what you can do, and then you can now say, okay, good, I love this concept, I want to go further, and then we expatiate, and then there'll be a in-depth training for us. So let me bring on Rhonda on stage now. Hello, Rhonda. How are you?
I'm doing good, Paul. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for joining today's section again. We really appreciate you. How has your day been?
It's going well. As you can see, it's really sunny outside. So I'm in Santa Monica near the beach. So it's quite lovely.
You love to stay around the beach. You
You
so much
know
love the beach.
it.
That's why you said, hey, if I come to Nigeria, you get me a beachfront property.
Exactly. Only beachfront for me.
Okay, so let's go right into what we have for today. And then explaining deeply. Now I've gotten the video,
Mhm.
but I'm yet to upload it on the platform. We should have started this section by 10 p.m. West African time, but I was held up in Nigeria traffic. Spent almost 2 hours on the road, so I just had to send a broadcast. So I have your slide. Do you have it on your hand, or you want
No.
me to present it from my hand?
Yeah, if you could do it, that'd be great.
Okay, so I'll present it from my end while I try to okay, see how I can upload the what's it called, the video.
Video. Mhm.
Yep. Okay, just a second. I'm going to
So
um
while Paul is doing that, again, my name is Rhonda Lewis. I am with Y Greens Farm, and I will be extending Y Greens Farm to Y Greens Farm Nigeria. My goal is to kind of get to you guys in the very near future by the end of the year. And basically, we want to bridge a gap between the diaspora, that's the US, Canada, and the United Kingdom, to Africa, where we are functioning as one people and we are using farming to bridge that economic gap so that we're not working on equality, but we're working on equity. So we're both getting what we need on both sides of the continent. So that is what we're here to do today, is kind of give you guys a little exposure on exactly what smart farming could look like for you, no matter where you are in the world. So
okay. I'm almost, so I think I'm good. Let me first start with the presentation, or which do you want first? Do you want the
yeah,
video?
yeah, let's do the video first because the video we tried to watch yesterday didn't quite work well. So I want to give those people just another opportunity to get clear on exactly what the cracky, which is the very simplest hydroponic system. You can start it today. You don't even have to wait for farmland. You can do this in your kitchen windowsill. You can do it on your countertop. You can do it on your table. You can do it on your wall. There's just so many places you can do it. So we're going to just watch the video first so that, everyone who's coming back get a refresher of how the cracking method works. And then we'll go right into the money because I know you guys are concerned about the money. So that's what we'll do next.
Definitely, exactly. So the video is processing, it's already on this platform, but before, I think within the next 2 minutes it's going to come up.
Okay,
So
so
that,
let's just start with the slide then.
okay,
So you
let me
could just
share my
the
screen.
first slide. And what this first slide is I wanted to kind of break down to you guys. Paul talked about buying a half a plot of land. And so basically what we're going to go over is how many plants could you actually start on a half a plot, a full plot, and what you can do to double your space because you're going to be growing vertically. So that's kind of what we're going to go over right now.
Okay, awesome. Okay,
The video.
right, right?
No, go to the first one.
Okay, just a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
this is the first one. Okay. So basically, I'm going to be going over the smart farming workbook. Everything that I'm showing you is in the workbook. So if you guys would like to get the workbook, it's only $27. I'll send a link to Paul if anyone wants it. And then all of these everything that I'm showing you right now will also be in this workbook for you guys to get. So you can go to the next slide, Paul.
Okay.
And so this right here is there any way you can make it bigger? I don't know that you can. Um, if you can't, it's okay. No, you
I
probably
don't
can't.
think
Okay.
I
Okay,
did
that's
it.
fine. So basically, what we're looking at is the greenhouse farming map. So basically, this is whether you have a greenhouse or not, you can actually use this map to map your farm. So it might be a little hard for you to see, but if you look at the green that says 25, so that's a quarter of an acre and a quarter of a plot. And a quarter of a plot consists of about 100 plants. So I'm using examples for tomato plants for the example that we have. And so basically, if you have 100 tomato plants, that's what you should be able to do if you have just a quarter of a plot of land. Exactly. And then the next one is the whole left side of the farm, which gives you a half a plot of land. And in that one, you would be able to do about 200 plants. And then obviously the whole map is 400, which would allow you to have a whole plot of land. How you would extend your farming with this single plot of land, you would be able to go vertically. So what I'll be doing when I get to Nigeria, I'm going to be doing root vegetables at the bottom. So that's your tomatoes, carrots, beets, that sort of thing. And then the next level, because those go underground, you don't have to worry about, foliage or them, getting out of hand or interrupting the growth of the next level of plants. So the next level of plants will be tomatoes, bell peppers, cucumbers. You can do watermelon, cantaloupe, those sort of things you do on the next level, because those are kind of like vine sort of crops. So you would need to do a trellis so that, you can attach the vine to that. And then the last level, which would be quite high, would be our strawberries and berries. So you can actually start doing fruits as well. And you can grow all three of these different types of vegetables in the same farm with just one plot, or like I said, even a half a plot or a quarter of a plot of land. So that's kind of how this mapping system works. And if you see at the bottom, it tells you that the circles are the plants. And then you have your aisles, and then you need a cleaning station. You need a storage station. You need what I call a changing station when you're coming into your farm. If it's a greenhouse, you want to make sure that you are, making it very clean. So you could put footies on your foot, or you can change your shoes. There's a bunch of different things you could do depending on what type of greenhouse you have. If you need a changing station. So at the bottom, you'll see, and then you need a cleaning station and a seeding station. So where you're doing your seeds and putting getting your seedlings ready to put into the pots is kind of those 4 stations you would need at your ready. So obviously you need to set that up whether you have a greenhouse or not. And so that's basically how you would start plotting out your farm. And again, you can, once you get, if you're living in the States, Canada, or the United Kingdom, and let's say you want to start investing in Nigeria, when you have a greenhouse, what technology allows you to do is put cameras in your greenhouse, and you can actually start farming remotely. So you would have a worker there, you would have the technology on your phone, would you be able to read what your crops are doing, because that worker would every day go through each crop, put it into your system, and then it would output to you exactly what your farm is doing. You can monitor how much is being sold, how much is being produced. So it really gets pretty amazing once you bring technology into this. But we're just going over the manual cracking method at this time. Obviously, the technology part of it is a little bit more expensive. And that's it for the mapping of the farm. So Paul, if you could show the next video. So this video is the money. So what I did is I divided the tomato plants into 2 categories, into nairas and into dollars. So once you decide what type of plot you want, let's say you want a half a plot of land, which is the second level, you can see if you're doing it in dollars, we estimate that you should be able to make $2,000 based on the plot of land you have available. Again, that goes to the 200 plant of crops that you should be able to plant in that plot of land. Obviously, these are all guesstimations. You would actually have to work out the numbers and make sure these are accurate, just because, plants are going to yield different fruits based on how you treat them, how well you treat them, and how you take care of them. But generally, this is just kind of gives you a guideline, because I know everyone was concerned about wow, what's the potential in terms of making money? So I did the potential in dollars and nairas for you. Again, if you buy the guide, all this is in here. The other cool thing about this guide is that it also comes with a worksheet. So the worksheet is exactly what you see, and you can just play around with the numbers and it'll give you outputs. The calculations are already in there. It'll give you the outputs based on what you input, and then you can kind of play around with the numbers and see how much what type of potential income you're looking to make. But this is a really, really good guide to kind of show you where you can get started. So and if anybody has any questions, please put your questions in the chat, so Paul can let me know that, and I'll answer any questions that you guys might have. But the cool thing about Nigeria or most African countries is that they have land that's very inexpensive and they have a workforce that's very inexpensive. So if you're living in the States, it's an amazing opportunity for you to take advantage of that workforce and of the land by using your credit. And next week, we'll talk about business credit and personal credit and how you can start using those things to actually start your farm from anywhere in the world. So I think that's pretty much just all on this sheet. Paul, if we can go to the next slide. And then basically the other question you guys had was about crops. So I put a list together of crops that are easily to produce. If you have leafy green, like lettuces, lettuces, greens, turnip greens, even spinach, those sort of things, you could get them very, very cheaply. And you can start growing really, really fast because I think they only take about 30 days. And Paul is trying to make the image bigger for you guys. Sorry, it's so tiny for you to see. So you can see the first part of this says leafy, and that gives you the crops that you can basically grow in a 30 days, right? The next one are bell peppers, and those crops you can basically grow in about 2 months. And I've even put trees and on the fruits on the right side of it where it will take you longer to grow those type of things. But I think that we should all start planting as many fruit trees as we possibly can so that the next generation will have those things available to them. So basically this is the crop sheet. The crop sheet is going to tell you the kind of vegetables, how long it's going to take that vegetable to grow. And then what you can start doing, if you see the vegetables that you would like to start growing, you can start pricing out those vegetables where you plan to grow. And then that way you can put them in the financial sheet, and then it will automatically calculate for you what your potential crop would be based on, what you're able to produce. So you see there's peppers, there's broccoli. You can do all of these things hydroponic. You can grow beans hydroponically. You can actually go, if you guys can believe this or not, you can grow cotton hydroponically. So there's not too much that you can't grow hydroponically. So again, this is a really good list for you guys to get started with all your, what I want to say, potatoes and things that you can grow. When I get to Nigeria, I'm definitely going to make sure I get some cocoa trees, even though I know they're going to take 3 years to grow. I'm going to still start planting cocoa, bamboo trees. I'm going to plant as many things as I possibly can because I know it'll be there for the next generation. So that is pretty much an overview of how you can get started in hydroponics, and kind of the main pointers in terms of how much land you need, what your potential income will be, and exactly what type of crops you can start growing. So I'm not sure if Paul has the video, which would go back over the cracky method.
Okay, so I'm gonna just take like 2 minutes to give to just review or say it in a Nigerian way.
Okay.
That is speaking in the
I'm Nigerian, Paul.
I know you are Nigeria. You love Nigeria so much. Rhonda is speaking in the US tone, and people in the diaspora understand 100%. But in Nigeria, let me break it down also. Let me just use just 2 minutes. You see, there's so many things you can do, what you can cultivate. Now, for me, some of the things that I am cultivating is, hey, I want to do something that will take me 6 weeks, 10 weeks, let's say 1 quarter.
Mm-hmm.
so that I can do what? I can harvest and sell. So while I am cultivating something that will take me 1 quarter, let's say 4 weeks, 3 months to 4 months, I'm also cultivating something that can take me 6 months. So
Absolutely.
within the next 4 months, I am harvesting and then I am selling, because to me, as a business guy, cash flow is king. Rhonda can afford to wait for 3 years or 4 years to plant a bamboo tree or cocoa, but I am investing my money. When am I going to get my inflow back? That is majority of my thought for me. So I had to evaluate, and I said, okay, good. Take a look at the pepper. We have green bell pepper, and some of these things are really on the high side now. I don't know on the mainland, but on the island where I stay, green bell, red bell, yellow bell, orange bell, all these things are really, really kind of expensive. And some of them can take 3 months, 3 months to kick off. 90 days. 90 days you have planted and you are harvesting. You've cultivated and you are harvesting. Some takes you as much as 80 days. If you can see here, 50 to 80 days. So if I set up my farm in 90 days, or let's give it as most 100 days, I am ready to cultivate, and then I market. And then when we finish the giving you a breakdown of what hydroponic means, then we can now start talking about, okay, how can you sell these products when you have harvested? Just a few tips on different ways you can sell. You don't have to do the traditional ways of selling. Do you get it? So basically you can decide, oh, I want to set up this stuff, but I want to pick out like about 6 different categories or 12, and out of those 12 I want to divide it into 3. Maybe I'll get, or into 2. Let me get the one that is going to be cultivated in 4 weeks, in 4 months, 3 to 4 months, and then the one that will be cultivated in 12 months, in 6 months rather. And then I can say, oh, I want to invest in one that will take 100 days. Of course, some of these so that's why we have this what's it called, this crop list. So for some of us that will be taking advantage of this, we are not going to go deep down into it. Okay, kick off with 1 plot or kick off with half plot, and then we are going to guide you on, okay, these are the ones you should kick off with, and then you see how it goes. So before I go down deep into that, so let me just show us a video giving us an explanation. It's more like a 5-minute video giving us explanation on the hydroponic farm system that can help you that can help you, give you an in-depth understanding. Of course, different hydroponic system, and bring up Rhoda, different hydroponic system. You can introduce the greenhouse farm. All this depends on how you want to start. So, but there's a basic way you can start, and then you grow. So let me just play this video, and then you can have an example. So how can someone of us is already giving us info, how can I take advantage of this as a Nigerian? How do I start? Do I have a blueprint or something? So at the end of this section, we're going to give you how you can start, because that is the purpose of this section. We want to give you an info for now till the next 2 weeks. Now from this section ending, I'm going to say, okay, you want to kick off. Some of us were showing interest yesterday. I just wanted to wait till today so we can go deep down. Then we give you a roadmap on how you can kick off. So in the next 5 minutes, I'll be showing you a video that's giving you the basic level of hydroponic farming. And then once you say, oh, I'm kicking off with this, then we unveil both from the basic to the to the master level. And then we say, okay, you can kick off with this. We are ready to guide you in this process, and for the aim goal of you making money, because that is the major thing why everyone is here. So let me show you this in 5 minutes, let's say in 6 minutes. So stay tuned.
So growing plants in jars with their roots suspended in water is known as the crack key method. If this is done properly, it's not only the easiest way to grow things hydroponically, but I believe it's the easiest way to grow anything, period. So let's get started. All right, so this is the jar that I will be using. I bought this pickle jar, honestly, not for the pickles, although I did eat them all. I bought this jar because look at this jar. Isn't it beautiful? So the thing I really love about the cracky method is it's that full passive, set it and forget it, single-use garden. The idea is that you have the appropriate size container for the nutrients to leave at a similar rate to which your roots grow. So by the time the plant is ready to harvest, the water and the nutrients are mostly gone. Then you harvest the plants, ditch the roots, and do it all over again. But before we can put roots in water, there are a few things you're going to need. These things are crucial to measure the integrity of your water. You're most definitely going to need a pH tester and a ppm meter. Now, both of these are across the board used to measure water integrity, from like drinking water to your swimming pool. So you actually find both of these things in like pet stores, hardware stores, pool stores. So a pH tester is going to measure the acidity to the base and let you know where your water falls. I'll include a list in the description box of a bunch of different veggies and their preferred pHs. pH levels? pHs? But the ppm meter is a device that measures the parts per million in your water. It's the only way you're really going to be able to tell how many nutrients are in your water. Now for the Kratky method, I would recommend a ppm of anywhere between 800 and 1500, depending on the type of plant you're trying to grow. So these are also tools that you're going to use in every other hydroponic garden that you make. So really it's just considered an investment into yourself as a hydro farmer. Welcome. All right, so when we fill up the water, we want to take it to about 4 centimeters below where the cup is going to set. This is because the very top of the roots aren't supposed to be submerged in water. They're actually supposed to be in air. And then let's put our nutrients in. It's important to make sure you put your nutrients in before you measure your pH. That should go without saying, but yeah. All right, so now let's check my pH. So I'm using clay pebbles as my median, and they're just in a 2-inch basket, which is hanging in the top. Okay, so here's where we have to talk compromises. Would you rather have your plant have really healthy roots, have no chance of getting algae, grow to its maximum potential, or do you want to see your roots grow and make your jar garden something that looks really cool in your kitchen or your RV garden? So I've decided to go with form over function, but I'm not just going to throw it under a grow light and hope for the best. So let's talk algae. It suffocates your roots and it will kill the Kratky setup in a heartbeat. The one thing you need to do to prevent algae, and kind of the only thing you can do to prevent algae, is to block sunlight. If algae doesn't have that light, algae can't thrive. This is why you'll see a lot of people who are really serious Kratky growers either paint their jars or wrap them in tape to keep sunlight from getting in. But if you're like me and you just want to see the roots, then here are a couple things that you can do to prevent algae from developing in your Kratky setup. Number one, if you have a setup like me and you plan to use a grow light overhead, then you can make a little sun visor to go around the top of your Kratky setup. I just used a bamboo plate and drilled a hole in it and then just set it right on top of my garden, and my light is directly above it, so it acts as a nice little sunshade. It's not foolproof, but you know what? It definitely helps quite a bit. Number two, if you have your plant in front of a window, like a lot of people do, like in your kitchen or in your office or something, and you want it to grow using natural light, one thing that you can do to just kind of block light from one side is get some construction paper and just cut it to cover the back side, and then you'll still be able to see the roots from the front. Jars are fairly inexpensive and seeds are definitely inexpensive. So I think you should just go have some fun, go grow some plants, and let me know how it goes in the comments down below. See you next time.
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. That section you just had is a cracky method of hydroponics. There are quite a number of different way of growing hydroponics farm, but this is just like one of the easiest way, one of the basic way you can kick off. And then, of course, there are various jars. That jar he showed you is just like the one you just want to use to test from, put in your kitchen or put in your garden. But for the ones you'll be using on the farm are quite larger, and then you have a number of particles in it, and then you set your seeds in it, and then it grows. The beautiful thing is that you can lay it on quarter a plot, just like what Rhonda said. Initially, it could be on quarter a plot, it could be on half plot, it could be on full plot. But we are saying, okay, you kick off with either half plot or full plot. And the way it is that you can replicate the system, you can lay it on each other. Meaning, if I'm doing half plot and I've grown my first batch, and then I've harvested, I've cultivated, I've sowed, the next section I can say, hey, I want to bring a layer to what can I call it? Maybe rebirth my half plots. So I have some farms there, then I have others on it. So different kind of layers that can help you grow. And the beautiful thing about this method is that once this stuff grows and you start harvesting, you just repeat the system. You don't want to what was it called? You All you just need to do is to test the water, the nutrient, and these are some of the things that we are currently running with our farm. So Rhonda, I think you want to say something before we move to the next phase. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, that was really all I had. I don't know if anybody has any questions. Next week, we're going to go into what type of farmer you are right now. Like, where are you in your farming journey? Where do you need to start? Do you need to start as a grower? Can you start as an investor? Can you start as a builder? And then we'll go into credit, like I said, to find out if you can use personal or business credit to start your farm. And that will probably, and then we'll get into the marketing part as well. So the last part of it will be marketing, where we can start showing you the different ways you can start marketing while your plants are growing. You have a month, you have three months. That's plenty of time for you to start marketing to the people that you're going to be selling that crop to. They can actually come to your farm and see their actual product growing, which people love to do here in the States. I don't know if they love to do that in Nigeria, but here people love going to farms where they can see their food actually growing. So,
okay, so I'll be going on a short break, and then when I come back, please, if you have any question, okay, I think some of us are already asking the questions. So when I come back, we will now begin to answer those questions. I want to pull up something from WhatsApp. So within 30 to 45 seconds, we'll get back live. So if you have questions and you've not asked, please ensure you type it so that we can attend to it.
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Busy make
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. Rhonda is checking something on WhatsApp. Sorry, I distracted you. Um, okay, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I think um, I'm trying to get the question that was asked. Okay, somebody sent a question, and that is Mr. David. I don't know why I can't see the question again. So, Mr. David, can you Mr. David was asking, how can I guess Mr. David asked sometime like some minutes ago, um, how can I kick off with this farm also? And I don't know why I can't see it in the comment section again, but you can resend it so that I'll be sure that we are addressing it straightly, and then I can pull it up. Okay. Okay, I think it's not Mr. David. This is Panshak asking. You
Mm-hmm.
say, how can I take advantage of this as a Nigerian? How do I start? Do I have a blueprint or something? Okay, so there are two ways you can take advantage of this. Number one, if you are in Nigeria and you want to run it, we can train you on this, and then you are able to set it up yourself and then you run it. Do you get it? So what we want to achieve with this is that okay, we want people to have an idea of how it is going and then train you, and then you are able to take advantage of it, run on it, and then grow. Of course, during the training you're going to be learning in-depth infos on this. That is a paid training. So another package we have is that okay, we, in as much as we're going to train you, we also want to help you see to setting it up, and this comes with you, and for that aspect, okay, Zenith City as a company is going to work on some things for you in the area of okay, which land do you want to get? Do you want to start with half plot? Do you want to start with one plot? And then there will be if you take advantage of this, there will be an opportunity for you to also get trained, especially for the diasporan audience. Okay, get trained on how you can kick off, how you get trained on how you can multiply your land. That's number two. Also get trained on also how you can take advantage of the credit system wherever you are, whether you're in the UK or you are in the US or you're in Nigeria, and then use that as an advantage for you to grow. You get it? So take for instance, one of the package we have is okay, setting up with one plot. If you set up with one plot, okay, we have a package for you. It comes with the old documents, C of O, registered survey. Let me pull it up. Um, let me pull it up. Then I would quickly attend to other questions. Then I also okay. So this is what we have here. So for those farming remotely, so it's two ways. You want to farm it yourself or you want to do it remotely. Do you get it? So farm doing it yourself basically is just, let's say, for those in diaspora, in Nigeria, that is doing it yourself. For those in Nigeria, sorry, I'm just trying to get something so that we can see. Now, doing it yourself for those in Nigeria, great. We're going to train you. There's a different package for that, giving you the in-depth training, and then you start, you run, you push. Now, for those in diaspora, it's more or less like a remote farming system whereby, okay, I'm still in the diaspora, but I want to take advantage of this and see truly how this can help me generate inflow. So good, there is a location you can get in Ogun State. Okay, this location is cost like about $4,000 on outright payment, and then you say okay, it covers the land, the documents, which is the allocation, registered survey, deed of assignment, registered C of O, the certificate of ownership in your name. It also covers let me see if I can expand this. It's also okay. I think I have I expanded it. So it's also this is on one plot. And on one plot, if you take a look at the spreadsheet Rhonda shared, there is a sizable number of um, crops that you can cultivate. Okay, I screenshotted this. Don't let me move out of this space. So there's a sizable number of crops you can cultivate. Okay, I can always get it here. This is it. Uh, this is it here. On when you see the smart um okay, yeah, this is the smart farming. So on a full plot, there's a lot of cultivations you can do. So you can decide to say, okay, I want to kick off with let's say half plot, and then half plot is going for $2,000, and this covers a training on how you can general training on the hydroponic system, going in depth, and also covers how you can take advantage, training on taking advantage of the credit opportunity wherever you are, where you are in the US, you are in the UK, or you are in Canada rather. Okay, I've kickstarted, I've owned a plot, now I want to invest. Then we're going to show you different levels you can come in. Okay, I want to kickstart this farm with $2,000 worth of investment. So with our $1,000 worth of investment to kick off, and then let me see how it's gonna give me cash flow within the space of 3 months. I mean, 4 months rather, because if 3 months takes you to cultivate, of course, you will need like about 1 month or 4 weeks to 5 weeks to sell, depending on the strategy of sales. So, but I always say a lot of times in order for just in case of unforeseen circumstance. So this so if you say, okay, I want to put in for this, how do I now take advantage? So that covers for what's it called, the farm, the training, and then we say, okay, good, I've gotten this, I want to kick off. And the location you are getting is somewhere that even if you kicked off with it with, let's say, $2,000 within the space, that's for half plots, within the space of 2 3 years, while you are earning cash flow, the farm is appreciating, because where we are citing this location, there are various um, communities around there. And also, there are some number of people who already own farms there. In fact, there are poultry farms, there are bee farms, a number, and people are living around there, and price of that place is going. So this covers the farm, the training, security in that location, and then a number of stuffs. So let me quickly see if I can pull this up back, and then a number of stores. So it also covers, let me share the screen so that you can see. I don't want to make sure that I got everything I'm trying to share with us. Um, Sorry, sometimes this StreamYard can be funny. They're not internet person to be confused. Okay, so it covers the land document, it covers the allocation letter, registered plot registered survey, deed of assignment, security and maintenance for 2 years, project supervision. So definitely there will be a farm manager that is attached to your farm, that you can begin to wherever you are remotely, you can supervise the project of the progress of your farm. And then basically within those period, you are able to have harvested a number of time. So this is something that you can do. So now, for those that are going to key in or pay, you may not pay outrightly. So I was thinking, okay, how can we do this so that people who don't even want to just drop 4K, $4,000, okay, you can kick off with a down payment of $1,000, and within the space of 3 months, while you are paying up the rest, which is on a monthly basis, we now begin to train you on the credit system, and also give you information on other trainings you need to, on in-depth training you need to understand as regards the hydroponic farm. So for the period of 3 months, while you are paying up for the land and for the old training, this fee covers the land, the training, credit training, and everything. You can get to know what you are about to kick off. And then at the end of the training, you can say, oh, I want to set up with $1,000. Now, on one plot, I have a potential of making close to, let's say, $4,000 to $8,000 on a yearly basis. So during the training, we are going to go deep dive into the money part. But if you are saying, oh, I want to do it myself, it's just training on its own. And that is like around, let's say, $6,000 if we want to train you fully on start to finish. So on the hydroponic farm. But if you say, okay, um, taking advantage, that is like $5,000 to $6,000. I'm still thinking of how I'm going to plead with Rhonda to reduce. But Rhonda is someone that knows the value she's giving. So she sometimes she say, hey, Paul, no. Before I brought her on this platform, I said, hey, can't you give a discount? Paul. So I just had to answer for us. Okay, good. I know you are an expert in this, and then you are teaching what it has taken you years of taking advantage. I just want something that my people can take advantage of, and they will be glad they kidding. So basically, you can say, "Oh, I want to kick off with $1,000 payment, and then spread balance for 3 months." During those period, you are trained on everything, and then how you can kick off the products you can invest in. I mean the seeds you can do, what you can cultivate, and then the duration, the expected returns. So just a number of stuff on this. So let me quickly go to, because I'm seeing a number of questions here. Okay, Jumi asked, is all the materials and nutrients needed for the hydroponic farm easily accessible, easily available in Nigeria? Do you have an estimate of total cost of farming on different plots and types? Yes, definitely. Currently, we are like I told you, my farm is already being set up. So we are some of these materials we've sourced for them, and then we've gotten some of them. The number of people doing hydroponic farms, I would have loved to show you a video of different farmers in Nigeria that are doing hydroponic farms. So this is not like new to Nigeria. People are already doing this hydroponic farm, but if you search on YouTube, Nigerian hydroponic farmers, just go search it, and you see people setting up hydroponic farms of like acres. They are making money on this. So hydroponic farms are different ways you can key in. So you can actually kick off with, like, let's say 1,000 or 1,005 or 2,000. You can also kick off with like $10,000. So depending, and these are the things we are going to share in depth. So this depends on um I think Rhoda has sent me a message, 400 crops, that's for one plot, right? Uh so you can do this. So I think we have another question. Let me go to the comment section. So basically, let me quickly wrap up on what Jumi asked. So do you have an estimate of the total cost of farming on a different plot? Definitely, there's an estimate, and we're going to give you this. Once you are interested, I want you to just send me a message on WhatsApp. I can also send me a message on WhatsApp um, and say, financial power, I'm interested in this. I can say Jumi is interested. Mr. David is also interested, told me last week that he's interested. So just send me a WhatsApp message, and then you can also take advantage of the workbook. Okay, let me put, just for some of us who are new to my platform, let me just put this. So you can just hit me up on WhatsApp and say, okay, I want to take advantage of this. Now, some of us reach out to me and say, hey, financial poor, um, what if I use part of the land that is already, maybe I've gotten one of land in location with Zenith City. Can I just makes use of this land, reach out to me also. You never know, you can make use of those land. If that is possible, 003604417. So on that, you don't really need, you just have to pay like $1,000 to take advantage of the training on, okay, how do I go deeper information. Some of us are already sending me message on WhatsApp. Please, I want to plead with you. You guys are enjoying a lot now, because there are a number of people that once they see a business opportunity, they don't share it with people. They just go and make all the old money and then start teaching you motivations. I'm not on YouTube to teach you motivation. I'm giving you practical businesses. So sometimes when I see a number of people doing live section, I say, when I'm on that live section for like 30 minutes, I say, so what are you teaching me? It's just motivation. Can you teach me practical? And that is basically what we're doing on our live section. So, um, and I'm here for a longer time. What do I mean by that? If you follow my YouTube channel, when we started at 300 or 100 subscriber, the same thing I've been doing. I've been consistent. So I'm not running anywhere with your money. The same number I've been putting on YouTube has been the number on YouTube. The only thing might just be, okay, maybe sometimes I delay within few minutes or hours if I'm engaged in responding. So this is a mighty opportunity that you can kick off and can give you, what is it called? Can set you up that you can say, hey, I'm leaving the US for Nigeria. Rhonda she's packing her load. Rhonda is packing her load to Nigeria. So I've been getting her a number of things that stay in Nigeria would be awesome. She has done this in the US and she wants to take advantage of the land opportunity. She told me one plot of land in a particular location in US, and I saw how many hundreds of dollars you need to buy those land. And I say,
Millions.
oh, millions. And I say, oh, all you just need, even $50,000 has bought you acres. So no wonder whenever she's saying, hey, Paul, I need 50 hectares. I'm like, 50 hectares? She's ready to do a lot. So this is something that, okay, I'm not saying you should set up with 1 acre. Even I always believe in whatever you want to do new, start small and then grow. So that's what I'm saying. One plot. Start with a plot. Once you see your cash flow, nobody will tell you to move it to 6 plots. And by that time, maybe I would be charging you. But because you've seen the money, but I'm just joking. So please send me a message on WhatsApp on this number. Financial Pro, I'm interested. I want to key in with $1,000 down payment, or I want to pay the $4,000 that is going now. That $4,000 cover all those information, and it's going to take us within the space of 2 months to 3 months to file all your paperwork relating to your deed of assignment, register survey, C of O. So during that period, you are being trained on several other trainings, which is going to be on, I think, we picked the day, but I'm going to share to those who take advantage of it. It's going to be one of the weekdays, not on the weekend. So while we are training you, giving you heads up on how it looks like, the paperwork is being done. Okay, this is also to buy time for those who are doing installment payments. So within the space of 3 months, we know that, okay, good. Now for somebody that say, hey, financial Paul, what if I paid for 2 months and then I can't meet up again? We are going to refund your money less an admin fee, maybe 30%, because the money has been committed to something. And when I say I've dropped $3,000, I don't think I can. We're going to refund your money less 30%. So, but I don't think there will be there will be any reason for you to say I'm no longer interested, because we are going to be transparent with you. Some of us that has reached out to me, took advantage of a number of stuff. I've helped them set up businesses. I've helped even from the area of incorporation. I just forward their details to my lawyer and say, undo this. or I link them together. I say, okay, this person want to incorporate, this person also want to do search on this location, this person want to do. So everything is pretty much transparent. What about people who already have their land? Great. Thank you so much, Jumi. For those who already have their land, especially close to this place, Jumi, your land is close to this location. So let me even that you have with Zenith City, and this is the advantage. Jumi, take advantage of this land in April. I don't want to tell you how much it is because that was when I was doing my birthday promo, and then I slashed it by 60%. So you can do this. All you just need to pay is $1,000 instead of you paying $6,000 for a number of. So just pay $1,000, and you're going to cover informations that you need to understand. And then this covers just the training. So on how to take advantage of your credit system over there, and then also a bit of information about what is it called, the hydroponics farm. And then once you have learned this training, you can ask, okay, I want to kick off, I want to invest $1,000 into this farm to set up, or $2,000, because we're going to break down, oh, this is what $1,000 can cost you to set up, and this is what $5,000 can cost you to set up, and this is what $10,000 can cost you, because you can actually set up with $10,000. It's not going to be a full-fledged greenhouse farm. So just send me a WhatsApp message. I'm ready with your initial pay, or what is it called, or outright pay. So Rhonda want to say, tell me something, reasons why they have to take advantage of this, because Rhonda is just quiet on the live section, but if we're having a one-on-one, she's always on my neck.
Well, here's the thing, you guys. We have to start taking care of ourselves and taking better care of each other. And for me, I know everybody is in it for the money. I like money just as well as anybody else. But really just think about the person who says, okay, Paul, I already have some land. What about partnering with a current farmer who doesn't have any land? And you guys can do a profit sharing. So they can do all the work and they just pay you whatever portion you guys agree with for the land. This is also a good way for people who have their $1,000 ready to go and they're thinking, okay, I don't quite have $4,000, but maybe I have $2,500, maybe I have $3,000. We can partner you up with a farmer today who can do all the work for you, and you guys can start profit sharing on the profits of that farm. So you can just sit back, relax, and get someone else to help you pay for the land. Now, that's pretty good if I have to say so myself, right? That's a pretty good way to start thinking about this. So what I really want everybody, I want you to start today. Don't wait until tomorrow. Go out and get you some jars, go buy you some seeds, go buy you some tops, go buy you some things so you can start farming immediately, because when you start farming, it's going to get addictive and you're going to be amazed at how much you can do and how you can take the power back. Paul and I often talk about the price of tomatoes and how they're going up, but I think that Nigeria can stabilize their own dollar if we start producing, I'm saying we because I'm already there, if we start producing enough produce and fruits and vegetables for the people in our community. And we'll talk about this a little bit later, but you can do what we call is a CSA share, community supported agriculture. And what that means is that you get people to pay you up front and you deliver to them on a weekly basis. So a part of the training while your product is going, we're going to show you how to set up those accounts with people before the product is even ready to go. You have restaurants, you have hotels, you have apartment buildings, you have plenty of people who are waiting to know that they can get a stable price for your products.
Okay, thank you so much, Rhonda. This section is already going for almost getting to 1 hour. So I always don't want it to be more than 1 hour. So some of us are already sending me infos. I don't want you to miss this. Be among those that are going to set up. So I can always respond to any of your questions. Some of us are also concerned relating to the financial, the profitability. These are some of the things that I'm also going to share with you. So now, if it's something you're ready to kick off, good, you can get started, and then we go deep down into, okay, I for you to know your profitability, you must also know how many plots. Are you going for one plot? Are you going for half plots? If it is one plot, it is at this 4,000, and if it is half plot, it's at $2,000. And then it comes with all this stuff. We say, okay, good. Now, how do you want to? What are the cost of setting up on half plot? You can kick off with $1,000, and then you start setting up, and or $2,000, depending on your kind of setup. And this is in the training. Are going to go deep down into that. What have you? But the major thing is that it's gonna be is going to really give you an opportunity to earn return on investment. Don't let don't wait until you start seeing my 10-acre farm before you now start saying, hey, financial, by that time I will charge you money to set you up. So don't wait until that time. And pretty much I'm already kicking off on a few acres, a few plots, so that after a while, like I always tell you, always start small. Even though I have capacity to kick off on 10, I'll just pick one of my estates and just start. But I always like to, I always like to to grow from small to big, so that there's a number of reasons for that. So if you have any other question, want to send me a message, +23400836417. Also, if you want to take advantage of the playbook, the workbook rather, it is I think Rhonda talked about this workbook. How much is this workbook? It's $27. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you can take advantage of this workbook, which is going to give you pretty much of let's say an introduction into the hydroponics farm. So I don't know if we have any other question. Let me check the comment section to be sure I didn't miss any of the question. uh, 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 Mrs. Margaret is showing interest. Hey, Margaret, let's set this up for you. And also, Jumi showing interest. We are setting this up for you, Jumi. And also, Mr. David is also showing interest. We are setting this up for you. I'm waiting for Mr. Odiano to say, Paul, I'm ready to. In fact, I'm going to drag you in to take advantage of this. So I'll be going on a short break, and if we don't see any other question, I will call it a day from there. Hope is good. I'm good with that, Rhonda.
Yes, and my computer is about to die, so I'm going to be
Okay.
watching from the other end. Thank you again for having me. I can't wait to
Thank
get
you
to
so much.
Nigeria, and good luck, you guys. Start farming today. Don't wait.
Thank you so much. And also, please, we'll also have another section next week, Friday and Saturday.
Mhm.
So we'll talk about opportunities in area of taking advantage of credit opportunity for investment, investment purpose. This is something you don't want to miss out. One of my mentors taking advantage of this. He traveled to the US just some few months back, and then I'm just surprised because when you have information or when you have access to money and you know what you can use money for, is you can make a lot of money. You guys are just Israel, you guys are really, there's a lot of opportunity that you are in the diaspora, and then you have access to investment opportunities in diaspora and also in Nigeria. It's a massive blow. All you just need is the information, and then take action and you explore. It's as simple as that. So I want to appreciate you again for being in this live section. So once I go on a short break, from there, if there's no other question, I will just call it a day and then start responding to the messages on WhatsApp. Thank you so much.
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
busy making